Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Duke CT, here on Last Reviewer Standing. And, well, what can I say about total non-stop action that hasn't already been said?
They are a mismanaged company that not only produces terrible wrestling matches, but also storylines. Oh boy, the terrible, horrible, bad storyline. But it's also run by a person with little to no moral compass or competency. A company that cannot pay its production crew on multiple occasions. And on top of that, this show, Slammiversary, would not have happened. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as Dean Boyhead, the business head of TNA on Facebook, let me repeat that, ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook, said that he had to make around 80 business calls to vendors, bakers, attorneys, accountants, and employees. And when someone asked why, he told them that he had 12 hours to secure financing for TNA or the production staff would mutiny. And with mutiny, that means there would have been no Slammiversary or any Impact Wrestling tapings. But thankfully, Billy Corgan came down from the heavens with some mediocre 90s music, saved the day as he paid the right people so that the show could go on.
And what type of show was it? Well, let's find out. This is a review of TNA Slammiversary 2016. Cue the theme song.
TNA Slammiversary 2016 took place in the Impact Zone on June 12, 2016. As we get into our first matchup, as it is a fatal four-way match for the X Division Championship. As Eddie Edwards takes on DJZ, Andrew Everett, and the X Division Champion Trevor Lee with Gregory Helms. This was a fun and exciting opening match that got the crowd pumped for Slammiversary, as all four guys have very good chemistry with each other and the action of this match was on point. As Eddie Edwards wins the match and becomes your new X Division Champion via a roll-up.
A weak-ass finish for a weak-ass company.
Yeah, that was a pretty weak finish, but overall I still like this match as I give it a 7 out of 10. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the pay-per-view takes a huge dip in quality as Bastille Baraka and Baron Dax, who were the Legionnaires when they were on NXT, and now are the Tribunal with Al Snow playing the role of Bill Alfonso. Yes, that is annoying. And you know what else is annoying? The team they're taking on, Grado and Shera. This match was horrible. These two teams have no chemistry with each other. The pacing of the match was horrible. Al Snow was using the whistle so much that I wanted to punch my computer screen. The only thing I liked in this match was the springboard axe handle Shera pulled off. Good on you, Shera. As the match sucked, as we get another weak-ass finish in this horrendous matchup, as I give this match a 2 out of 10. Next up, we get some random dude named Braxton Stutter roaming around backstage at Slammiversary.
A guy that has no point to be on this show whatsoever.
Hey, Woodstock, that's pretty cool. Braxton Stutter does have a purpose on Slammiversary.
And that is?
Pointless filler with James Storm.
James Storm, man.
Braxton, James, good. Nice to meet you.
You all right? You ain't nervous or anything, you all right? Hey, great debut last week, man. Seriously, it's always good to get that first win on your belt. It took me a couple months to get that first win, but once you get that first...
Moving on to our next match, as Gail Kim is supposed to go on one-on-one with the Boss of the Knockouts, because, you know, we always want to do another version of Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon, because that's the only thing wrestling has done over these past couple of years. The Boss of Knockouts, Maria Kanellis. But that won't happen, as Maria has a broken hand and cannot compete, no matter what the TNA official Twitter says.
Again, this isn't the worst thing TNA has done over Twitter. Yeah.
Oh, and if you thought Al Snow's whistle was annoying, Listen to Ali trying to do her best Vicky Guerrero impersonation.
Attention! Attention, everyone! I said attention! Gail Kim, you should be ashamed of yourself. Coming out here and faking an injury? You're nothing but a big faker! The only person that deserves any sympathy is our leader, the First Lady of Professional Wrestling, Maria Kanellis-Bennett!
And after that, things get worse as William Corgan, doing his best Bernie Lombax impersonation, shuttles down to the ring and he sets up a 3-way match for the Knockouts title. Gail taking on Sienna, who looks worse than Rey Mysterio did at WrestleMania 23, and the Knockouts champion Jade. This was a fun match, as three women had some really good chemistry with each other, and the action was pretty good as well. But the combination of a very overbooked finish and the lack of a big fight feel hurt this match, as Sienna wins via a run-in by Marty Bell to become the new Knockouts champion. I give this match a 6 out of 10. Next up is James Storm taking on Braxton Stutter in a really forgettable match. As James Storm picks up the victory, I give it a 3 out of 10. Next up, we have our King of the Mountain Championship match, as our 2006 Man of the Year, Bram, takes on the champion, Eli Drake. Well, besides the fact you had Eli Drake almost busting his ass not once but twice, a count-out spot with Bram with little to no heat for it whatsoever.
His extremities.
There he is, just trying to get the blood, the circulation going.
Earl Hebner's at 7. Now at 8.
Is Bram going to make it back up?
I don't know. I don't think so. Bram may get counted out. He's got 1 second to go, and Bram beats the...
This was a passable match, as Eli Drake wins with the blunt force trauma. I give it a 5 out of 10. And after interviewing botched by JB,
with great anticipation, Ethan Carter III, EC3, attempts to finalize his road to redemption against my opponent at this time, along with Maria. He is the Miracle, Mike Bennett.
we get into our next match as the Miracle Mike Bennett with Maria takes on EC3 Ethan Carter III.
Mike Bennett. You know, the only time he was interesting, he was in Ring of Honor when he was just a lackey to Adam Cole in the Kingdom.
But that's not a bad thing. He was in a really good place with Adam Cole and his tag team partner, Matt Taven, who won not only the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships, but also the IWGP Tag Team Championships in separate occasions. He's not really a main guy, in my opinion. He's good at being a tag team, one of those mid-card to tag team guys. That's not a bad place to be. But he's not a top pillar for your wrestling main event. But you know what? I could be wrong, and Mike Bennett could be that guy for total nonstop action. If TNA lives that long, of course. Now, enough of the backstory of Mike Bennett. Let's get into this huge grudge match that has been built for months, since Mike Bennett was the first man to ever score a pinfall on Ethan Carter III, to EC3's road to redemption, competing in last man standing match against Tyrus, a 6 sides of steel with Rockstar Spud, and him finally getting his match with the Miracle Mike Bennett. And then at the weigh-in, these two was ready to rip each other apart limb by limb. And when these two finally square off in the ring for the first time in months, these two start off with a simple lockup. Way to sell this blood feud, guys. But then again, this is the least of this match's problems. First, you had EC3 trying to do a TKO on the edge of the ring, but he looked like he hurt himself than Mike. The odd pace of the match being slow to everyone just spamming their finishers that did not even finish the match. Bad production as a chair just appears out of nowhere. This match was a complete and utter train wreck. and not in a good way. EC3 wins. I give this match a 4 out of 10. Next up is Broken Matt Hardy taking on his brother, Jeff Hardy, or as he calls him, Brother Nero, in Full Metal Mayhem.
Oh boy. Broken Matt Hardy and Jeff. This feud. I would need at least an entire video series just to chronicle the entire insanity of Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero. But to summarize in quick fashion,
Jeff and Matt had an I Quit match on a past Impact. Jeff took down Matt with a swanton onto a table it was so severe that Matt couldn't continue the match. A couple weeks later, Matt dressed up as Willow, Jeff's alter ego. Yeah, Willow is still here, to get back at him and to set up this match. There is more to the story, and I will get to it. But it is, like I said before, in a separate video because, oh boy, this thing gets crazier and crazier and crazier. But back to the match. I thought this was a great match. Sure, there were some goofy, idiotic things happen, like Josh saying this line, for example.
If you're watching Impact for the first time, these two are brothers.
I don't know about you, Josh, but I doubt there's any first-time buyers watching Slammiversary who paid for this like $4.99. Maybe they watched it for free on YouTube, but I really doubt that there are people who bought this pay-per-view for the first time and say, "Holy crap, these people are brothers? No way!" And also the Casio powerbomb spot was silly, but gosh dang it, I loved it. I really loved this match as a whole, really. And both Matt and Jeff have really good chemistry with each other, and the action was... This is a very spot-heavy match, but I really enjoyed all the spots. As Brother Nero picks up the victory, as I give this an 8 out of 10. Next up is the Bromans, who broke up last year, and they reformed this year because reasons, I guess. With a new gal pal, Rachel, taking on the TNA Tag Team Champions, Crazy Steve, the Monster Abyss, with Rosemary, and they are the team that is called DK. This was a good match that had a lot of shenanigans. For example, the ref getting missed in the face, then there's no disqualification. And having a big hood that was not seen, thanks again to the bad production. It's a shame because these two teams have some decent chemistry with each other. And the pace of the match, for the most part, was pretty good. But the shenanigans did hurt this match, as the Decay retained the Tag Team Championships. I give this match a 6 out of 10. Now it is time for the main event, as the #1 contender, Lashley, takes on the TNA Heavyweight Champion, Drew Galloway. And the only way to win this match is by knockout or tap out. This was a very fun and brutal main event, as both of these guys really were to town with each other, and you really felt that this was a blood feud, as the first move out the gate was Drew's finisher, the Claymore, as both guys have great chemistry with each other, and the action of this match was top notch. As Lashley wins via chokeout, I think that will probably be knockout, and he becomes the brand new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. I really like this main event, as I give it a 9 out of 10, and this was my match of the night.
so that was TNA Slammiversary 2016. My thoughts?
This show, while it had some bad matches and some bland ones, the last 2/3 really helped save this pay-per-view from being a disaster. And to be fair, I had very, very low expectations for this show. I didn't think it had any good matches on it, much less 3. So, at the end of the day, this was not a bad show. This was not a good show. This was just a mediocre show, as I get this pay-per-view a 5 out of 10.
So, yeah, a very mediocre pay-per-view. What's up next, Woodstock?
Speaking of mediocrity, next up, Mighty Number 9.
Oh boy, Mighty Number 9. I got a lot of things to talk about that. A lot of things. Anyway, it's Duke CT here. Peace, love. I'll see y'all when I see y'all later.